Hi, this is Mitch Doan, and along with Jamie Richardson, we're your hosts of the Break-Thru Active podcast. We aim to deep dive into health and fitness that will help bring you a better understanding of topics that are of interest to you and can help you on your own journey. If you are enjoying the episodes, we'd love for you to leave us a rating on the platform you listen to your podcasts. Enough from me, sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Welcome back again to the Break-Thru Active podcast. My name is Mitch. I am your host and am going to be doing a very quick nutrition discussion today. It is top of mind for me at the moment. Currently, we are finishing up for most people a nutrition challenge that we kicked off a little while ago, and have been thinking a lot over the period of ways that I can continue to grow as a coach and as a trainer, and in particular as it relates to nutrition and helping people with that. As it pertains to what we should be eating and how much of it we should be eating, I mean, that's a conversation for another day, but what I'm going to be diving into today is just some of the mindset things that I do discuss with people from time to time, because I feel like with nutrition, it's such a huge part of being successful and eating well and following a plan or following a strategy is to be disciplined with your food choices and having the right mindset to be able to adhere to the approach or strategy or plan that you have chosen. So I wanted just to break it down into 3 different ways that we can look to improve the discipline surrounding our nutrition, surrounding our food. And the first one, which I think just about everyone should be able to relate to, is being able to determine if we are in fact hungry or if we are in fact bored. So I'm guilty of this. I'd like to think that most people have been in the past, or maybe on more of a regular basis, but it might be nighttime after dinner, it might be the afternoon, it might be morning tea, but you find yourself going back to the pantry or going back to the fridge, and you aren't even necessarily hungry. It's more out of boredom, whether it is on a day off, whether it is you're having a slow day at work, or whether it is that you've wrapped up everything for the day and you're watching your favorite show on TV over nighttime. So there is a test that we can do, and it's not very sexy or exciting, but it is effective, and it's called the protein test. So if you are unsure if you are hungry or if you are just bored, think to yourself, if you were to be having a serving of protein, so whether that is 100 grams of beef, 100 grams of chicken, perhaps a protein shake, maybe a couple of eggs, would that satisfy your hunger? Or would you still be looking for something more after that? And if you are still going to be looking for something more after it, there is a good chance that you are not hungry and you are just bored. So when we're bored, we typically want to stop that boredom, and a good way to do that is by eating foods that we really love, and a lot of the time they are those ones that are very high in sugar. So give it a test. I have tried it, and definitely in more recent times I've tried it, and it's been a really good indicator for me to be able to discern for myself between hunger and between boredom. So try it with a serving of any sort of protein, one that's predominantly protein based, and see if you still feel like you're hungry after it, or if it was maybe just an act of boredom. The second one is to take one meal at a time. So what I mean by that is if you feel like you are having cravings, or you feel like you are wanting to go back and have another huge serving of food, or you are wanting something specific, all you need to do is get through that very meal that you are eating or about to eat, get through and adhere to your plan, and then you have effectively been able to push through those cravings and push through any temptation that you may have had, because you are always going to be vulnerable when you're hungry and feel as though if you are able to eat your meal as planned, and then you get through that and you're looking at the rest of your day, then you just can take a little bit of solace in knowing that you've gotten through that one difficult time, and the likelihood of you still steering off path for that day is far lower. So look at it at one meal at a time. Look at it at breakfast, then your morning snack, then your lunch, then your afternoon snack, then your dinner, then your dessert. Maybe you don't have all of those meals, but just know if you do get through each of those meals individually unscathed, it can be a little bit easier to look at a meal by meal basis as opposed to a whole day or even a whole week. So there is a reason why people in Alcoholics Anonymous, always preach one day at a time, because if someone was to be looking at a 20-year period or a 30-year period and never being able to drink alcohol again, it would be extremely overwhelming and it would feel like it was almost impossible. Same goes for food, and that's why I feel like if we break it down to something as small as focusing on one meal at a time, it can be really helpful. Hey guys, just very quickly, if you have been enjoying our podcast and you've been watching us on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to our channel. If you've been listening to our podcast, give us a follow, give us a 5-star rating on Apple or Spotify or wherever it is that you've been listening to us. It really helps the channel grow, and I would be extremely appreciative and grateful if you took a moment to do that for me. Okay, that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of the show. And the last one, which I use all the time, this goes for working out as well as my nutrition. I always think about how I'm going to feel after I finish. So if I am craving something really bad nutrition-wise and I decide that I don't want to have it because it's not following my plan, I like to think to myself, if I were to eat that, how crappy and how bad would I feel after I finish that? And I'm not here demonizing bad food, as anyone would know who listens to myself or the podcast regularly. They would know that I am an avid advocate for having good balance in nutrition, but there are times and moments when that doesn't fit into the plan, and if I feel like that I don't need it because for whatever reason I've chosen, I think about how I'm going to feel after that meal, and that's normally pretty bad. And I feel like if I can avoid that feeling, then I'll do so. And quite often it's me thinking about what it's going to feel like after I finish that meal. I will feel down. I'll feel like I'm a bit of a loser, to be perfectly honest, because I've given into temptation. So I like to think ahead. And then the same goes for when I may not want to work out. And I think, how good am I going to feel after I finish this workout? Especially if I maybe don't have too much discipline or motivation that day and could very easily skip it. I think, how great am I going to feel if I get in and do that workout, even at moments like now when I don't want to? And the same goes for nutrition, because I feel like those well-earned hard times are what really builds character. And within our nutrition, if we can start to do that more often, we can start to think that we are those types of people that are able to stick to nutrition plan even when times get tough. And the same goes for working out. So just to rehash that, the protein test, so that's around the idea of if you are bored or if you are hungry, and if you feel like that you could be satiated from a serving of protein, then there's a good chance that you were hungry and not bored, and then vice versa as well. Number 2, take one meal at a time. Don't look too far ahead. Don't look at your whole week or even your whole day. Sometimes you just need to get through that next meal and get through it, adhering to your plan, and you'll be able to stay on track for the rest of the day and week and month. So take it one meal at a time. And the last one is think ahead. Think about how good or how bad you would feel after a bad meal. If it's not in your plan and it's a spur of the moment thing and it's a little bit of a moment of ill discipline, then you're going to probably feel bad. So I like to think ahead and really try to I guess appreciate the feeling that I would have if I know that I've deviated from my plan when I didn't really need to and didn't really have it in my plan. And the same goes for working out too. I find that at those workouts that I do where I don't really want to do it, but I make myself do it, I feel really great afterwards because I feel like I have conquered a little bit of adversity. because if you're able to work out when you don't want to, and if you're able to eat well when you don't want to, then it does build a lot of strength, a lot of character, and you are far more likely to have good discipline around those areas of your life. So hope that these tips help. I feel like most people, have struggles around this from time to time, some more than others, but, I just wanted to share a few tips here and be able to provide a little bit of my, best information that I have found has worked for me, and I have found has worked for other clients as well. So I hope it works for you too. Thanks for listening, everyone. Talk to you on the next one. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If there is a topic you'd like us to discuss that we haven't already, please make sure you reach out in Facebook Messenger and we'll do our best to cover it in the upcoming episodes. For those of you enjoying the podcast, we'd love for you to like, subscribe and leave us a rating. It really helps us grow and spread the good word. Hoping you're all having a great day, and we'll be sure to see you on the next one.